Okay, so we are finishing chapter 3, part 1 with systems of inequalities. And it says, this is like an introduction that you would have done in Algebra 1. It says, for the left-hand column, graph the linear inequalities, and for the right-hand column, write a linear inequality. Well, here, it's slope-intercept form, so you're just going to graph it like normal. You begin with b, -5, and you move with m, 1/2. So you go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, down 1, left 2. Okay, and then it would be a dotted line because you are not equal to. And your y values are greater. So your y values are greater on this side. 6, 5, 4, 3 are greater than -6. So that's how you do the first one. Number 2, you have to put this in slope-intercept form. You divide everything by -2. And then you begin with b and you move with them again. So start at -4, go down to right 1, or up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. Okay, it is once again a dotted line. It'd be solid if it was equal to. And your y values need to be greater. So you go on the side where the y values are greater. Here, it asks you to write an equation. You know you're going to have y, something x, plus something. Well, what's that plus something? We're beginning at 2. You're going up 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3. Going up 2 over 3. We are greater than. We aren't equal to, so I don't have to write it. Here, it's going to be y, something x plus something. Oh, it's a -4. So -4. We're going to go down 1, 2 over 1, 2, or down 1, right 1. So down 1. I'm shading below the line, so I am less than, and I am equal to because I am solid. So that is a review of Algebra 1 doing this. For your lesson, you're going to be using 2. So go ahead and graph both. Your solution is where they intersect. So let's just try this one because it's the hardest. You need to rearrange this in slope-intercept form. Same with this one. Don't forget the negative still there. So when you divide, you have to flip the sign. And then these are your 2 equations. So you begin with b and you move with m. Begin with 3, go down 2, and over 1. You're going to be greater than, so these values are greater than on this side. And then when you go here, you start at 2, and you go up 1, 2, 3 over 1, down 1, 2, 3, left 1. Your y values are less than, so you're shading on the less than where it's negative. So where do they intersect? They intersect here. Okay, it says name 2 possible solutions. 5, 1 looks good. You could pick anything that's in here. 3, 3. Sure. It says, is 1/2 5 a solution? No, because it's not in the double shaded area. Is -2 4 a solution? No. And another way to check would be actually substituting those values. If I put 1/2 in for x and I put 5 in for y, does it work? It has to work for both. Well, this one works. Let's try it for the other one. It seems to work. Hold on. Oh, no, this one's not true. Since one's not true and that one is, they both have to work. So no, it's algebraically you can prove it or visually you can prove it. So that's what you're just doing for this section. That is what all of this is. Now say you get something like y is greater than 1. Realize that your slope is 0. So you would go to 1. Your slope is 0. You'd shade this way. For x, you go on the x-axis to -3, and there's no slope. So it's straight up and down, but where x value is greater than. That's it. Okay? Here, you're writing the equations. Okay? You're writing y is less than or equal to 3. Here, you'd be saying, okay, begin at -2. So it's just like the beginning. Do you have to do all these? No. And lastly, try these. Okay, if you need some more practice. But this is all review from Algebra 1. The only thing you haven't done is a problem like this. It says Olivia has a final exam in calc, physics, and history. She has up to 25 hours to study for all. So if she studies for all of them, she can study 25 hours or less. She plans to study history for 2 hours. Okay, well, if she studies history for 2 hours, that means calculus and physics are 25 hours. Well, I'm sorry, subtract 23 hours. Okay. It says she needs to spend at least 7 hours studying for calculus, but over 14 is too much. So if she has to spend at least 7, should be more than 7 or equal to it, but if you're over 14, it's too much, so you can be at least 14 or less. She hopes to spend between 8 and 12 hours on physics. Said between and say including. So you can graph by using a system. So we have 1, 2, 3 inequalities. We're used to x and y. So if you want to make calculus x and physics y, you can create an equation this way, x and y. So if we write this equation again, we could say that this side is hours spent on calc, and this side would be hours studying physics. Okay. Well, we know that we're going to begin at 23. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I would, if I were you, say forget this crap. It's not the best. And use a sheet of graph paper. If you don't have graph paper, you could always go online and just type coordinate planes in Google Images, and it could give you that. So let's go like this. Let's start here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, so we start with 23 hours, down 1 over 1. So this inequality represents all the studying you have. So if you're spending no hours on calc, then you're spending a ton of hours on physics, or you're able to. So the more you study for calc, the less you're studying for physics if you have those 23 hours. And this is a solid line. Okay, so you have all this time to study. Any coordinate you pick will be a possibility for a time to study. Okay. The other equations were for hours studying physics. Okay, you have, we said for calculus it's x, physics it's y. So calculus was between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but we said including 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we could study for calculus in between these two times. Now I could shade all of this, but I know I want what's going to overlap. And then here, physics is between 8, it's just a y equals equation, 8 and 12 hours. So this little square right here is all the possibilities of combinations of physics and calculus times that you could have spent. If you picked a coordinate here, you'd say, okay, I could spend 9 hours studying calc, 10 hours studying physics. Does it add up to 23? No, but it has to be less than 23, so you're fine. You're going to have a problem like that on your test, so make sure you refer to this example. Like I said, you're not going to have homework for this. I just wanted you to recall what we did in Algebra 1. This is what we're expecting in Algebra 2. Your notes are to do more of the same if you want to. You do not have to. It's the same thing, just using more coordinates. And then a harder example that you're going to have on your test. Okay? If you want more practice, you can try here. Once again, remind me, you can get stickers if you want to do it.